Yo, what's good, people? Welcome to the channel where we talk about music licensing, music production, and music business. If you love any of the previously mentioned, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all my latest content and hit that bell icon so you know exactly when that new content drops. Shout out to everybody in the stream so far. Let me know where you guys are from. Let me know what you do. It's another live Q&A for the Music Is My Business podcast. Super excited. Dope questions always come through on these live Q&A. So I'm excited to answer some questions. So whatever questions you have, drop them in the chat and I'm gonna do my best to answer them if I have the answer. If I don't have the answer, I'll try and point you in the right direction to the right answer. And then if I can't even point you in the right direction, I'm just be like, you're in the wrong place today. You're not gonna get your question answered today. So shout out to everybody, man. How y'all been, man? It's been like a whole week. What y'all been up to? Let me know. I've been busy just working on stuff. Yo, like, funny story, man. Like, you gotta check your junk folder, your spam folders frequently. I check mine like once every day, just in case something slips through the cracks. And sometimes things slip through there. But this one particular situation, it was like a paid gigs just slipping through the cracks. I almost missed out on some money for an ad spot. So I'm glad I found that. So now I'm just trying to work out scheduling so we can kind of lock in details. Seems like it'd be a cool project to work on. As things progress, I'll keep you all in the loop. And then, shout out to IG. IG just gave me subscription. So shout out to those who subscribed on my IG page to exclusive content, behind the scenes footage of just, my day-to-day in the studio and working and stuff like that. Subscribers on IG will also get kind of like an inside look when I'm working on actual briefs and projects and things like that. So they'll kind of get a behind the scenes look into my process and how I create from briefs and for projects and all of that stuff, as well as access to all the recorded live Q&As I do on IG. So shout out to IG, man. They came through, gave your boy subscriptions. So for the new people coming in, man, let me know where you guys are from. Let me know what you do. And if you got a question, drop it in the chat. And man, we're gonna hang out for the next hour or so. Last week was pretty dope. It went super fast though, but if you missed it, we chopped it up with my guy Adam Ivy. That podcast is up here on YouTube and on the podcast as well. So don't miss that. If you're trying to learn about, music marketing and things like that and how to attract new customers and all of that dope stuff, Adam Ivy is the man for that. So definitely make sure you lock in with him. So we had a dope conversation, and then got some more dope guests coming in the future. So y'all make sure y'all stay locked in. I have a lawyer coming in to chop it up about legal stuff in the music industry. So make sure you have your legal questions prepped. I think that one is, what is it? It's either next week or the week after. I'm not sure, but that's gonna be a dope conversation. What else has been happening? Briefs have been crazy. Like, I think I've been working on at least 3 at a time, finishing up one project with the Paramount. So we finalize all of that. Now we just wait for the check to be cut, which is that's the fun part, right? And then let's see, wrap that one up, and then knocked out a couple briefs last week. And this week I'll be focusing on sports stuff, so that'll be fun. So yeah, a lot going on, TV, film wise, but it's good. It's fun. It's a great opportunity to kind of get in, and start getting your music in the places where people are looking for your music. I was I was did I go live, or I went on IG live, and I was just talking about how it's a good time to kind of get in because everybody's looking for sports tracks and stuff like that. So if you can create, hip hop stuff, rock stuff, pop rock, all of that. So well, let me go back to the price for that one. So the price for that one could be I don't know, it could be like 47, 40 to $50 for that wave in MP3, and then you can go up to 97 for a premium, 97 to 197, whatever you want to do. And then that can include the track outs, unlimited, you can have, like, I think I named mine's unlimited license or something like that, where they just kind of have unlimited things. Or is it 4? You can do 3. So MP3 and wave, premium, which would be like 97. Let me start over. Let me go through. So the MP3 would be like minus 27. MP3 and wave would be what did I have that at? Like 47? Yeah, 47, something like that. And then 97, I had a premium. I think that includes track outs. And then unlimited, I think I had unlimited at like 197, if I'm not mistaken. It's still a lease though. It's not exclusive. I don't have exclusives on my Beat Store, but then you can go up another tier, and then that can be exclusive, to where it's just like if somebody hits you and they just want an exclusive beat, that one I would probably go up to about, if I did an exclusive, it would be around $2,000, at least, depending on the situation. Obviously, if you start getting into talks with a major artist and things like that, then that would probably change. But yeah, that's how I usually work it out. And it's up to you. You can kind of customize it however you want, but have a few different options for people to choose from, to give them the flexibility, and then let them make a choice, versus just having one option. Your sales may go down if you only have one option, versus if you had 3-4 different options. Now they have choices, and they can be like, okay, well, this is exactly what I need. Let's go with that. And then boom, you can increase your sales. So hopefully that helps. B Scott Music, what's good? Raymond, what's up from Atlanta? Just finished Road to 10 Placements, busy organizing music for submission. Let's go. Road to 10 Placements gang in the building. John Tyndall, what's up? Cranked out some track for a brief, so today I'm taking a break. I feel you. Sometimes you just got to take a break. No doubt. Houston producer, Michaela, I think that's how you say it. What's good? Charles Dobson, what it do? Clint and composer fan, what's good? Delassie, what's up? I'm a musician and a producer. Tune in from Ghana. I appreciate the email invite, which led me here. No doubt. Thanks for opening my email. I appreciate that. It's the simple things for me. If you open my email, I have mad love for you. Super dope. Art Z is an electronic music producer from Eugene, Oregon. EDM, dubstep, trap, and experimental stuff. Super dope. Love it. Also have artists wanting my beats on their mixtapes. How do you suggest I move forward? Shoot, same thing. If it's a mixtape, then point them to the Beat Store. Pick one of these leases. It's non-exclusive. So yeah, that's how I would approach it. And I think leases are good for mixtape type stuff anyway. Unless they just want something exclusive. You know what I mean? So yeah. How do I keep people from using my beats without me knowing? Man, honestly, you kind of can't, I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there using some beat of mine that they done ripped off YouTube. You just can't police everything. You hope people would do what's right, but you can't. But the good thing though, if your beats are registered with YouTube Content ID, even if they rip that joint off YouTube and they post it on YouTube with the tag and everything, you still gonna get forwarded that YouTube ad revenue. So I don't sweat it too much. Where can I find affordable attorneys? Yo, that's a great question. I'm gonna have a lawyer on here. Wait, let me see. Let me check my calendar and see when that is happening, so I can tell you exactly when to come back, because the conversation is gonna be lit, and she'll be able to tell you exactly. The 31st. So in 2 weeks, August 31st. I'm gonna have the latte lawyer on here. We're gonna chop it up about all things legal. So make sure you come back in a couple weeks for that conversation. It's gonna be dope. All right, let's see. Do you submit to companies like Taxi? Have you had any success? Would you recommend? Man, I feel like I talk about Taxi at least once a week. So Taxi is a legit company. Let's get that out the way. You know, because people ask me, is Taxi legit? Taxi's legit. I met the owner, Matt. What is it, Lascow or something like that? Super cool guy. It's a great company. A lot of great resources. I signed up with them years ago when I first, learned about Sync. So I took the plunge, paid the money, got my ticket, went to Road Rally in LA. Great experience, met a lot of dope people, learned a lot of dope information. During that time, you couldn't find a whole lot of information, not the type of information that they were giving at the Road Rally. Like it was a lot of gems at the Road Rally. But today, I feel like that information you can find a little more easy, or easier, online with just, YouTube, the internet, Road to 10 Placements course, shameless plug. But this is the thing, man. At the end of the day, Taxi is still a middleman. So, you have to go through them. They have to critique your music, which could be good. If that's what you need, that's where you're at. You want the critiques, you want the feedback. Then they provide that as a service. But there's other ways, and I just made a reel about this, but there's other ways to just go directly to the libraries. Like you can go to a music library's website and they will have a submission email right there on the website. Submit, new composers, submit here, send to this email, blah, blah, blah. You can go direct to the library without paying anything. So, depends on what you're trying to get out of it. But me personally, today, I would just try and go direct to the library. That's what I do. That's what I teach in Road to 10 Placements, because, why waste, the money? Unless that's what you want. If you are going to do it, I can't tell you what to do, but if you are going to sign up for a company like Taxi, or for Taxi specifically, 'cause that's the only one I got experience with, go to the Road Rally. That would be my recommendation if you choose to sign up with Taxi, because that is where the value is, if you ask me. The people you meet out there. So yeah. And then if you do go to the Road Rally, make sure you take pictures with the panelists and the supervisors, and all of that, because I'll tell you a funny story. I went to the Road Rally. I took pictures with, got a chance to take pictures with some of the panelists and things like that. One of the guys he did music supervision for Harpo Productions. That was like Oprah's, everything Oprah pretty much. So I got a chance to meet him, right? I took a picture with him. I saved that picture. Years down the line, I was going through the picture and I seen him. I was like, man, I wonder what he's doing. So I looked him up. He was still kind of doing his thing. So I reached out. Guess what I had to make my email stand out, to make the introduction and to make the connection and jog his memory? I had the picture. So I put the picture in the email and I was just like, hey, we met at blah, 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 blah. Man, I learned so much from you. Glad to see you're still doing the thing. Wondering if you're accepting new submissions from composers. He was just like, yeah, definitely. He was just like, boom, and gave me the go ahead to submit. So that's why I say, if you're gonna go, make sure you take pictures, document the process, because you can use that later on to make an introduction to help stand out amongst everybody else that's trying to get in touch with them and submit and things like that. Because you can't deny a picture, like you're shaking hands, you're looking, smiling at the camera. Like that's a nice little hack to get people to open up. Man, so let's see. Let's dig into some more of these questions. What's the best way to release a music video? Should you pay for video playlisting? Should you pay for? I have no idea. That's not really my lane as far as like music videos. I would be completely clueless because I have never released a music video. How long should you wait before following up on a music submission? I say it depends on the situation, but if you haven't heard anything back and this is your first time submitting to the company, I say follow up. I don't know, a month later, few weeks, a month, because they're busy. They're probably going through a lot of submissions. Try and give them some time. Don't be obnoxious. Be that guy or that gal. 2 days later, yo, did you listen yet? You have a chance. Don't be that person. Give them some time. Let's see. What if you send to more than one library and they both want your beat? That's a good situation. It's first come, first serve. Which one do you feel like is gonna do the best? And then pick that one. It's up to you at that point. Cause that happens, they may want it. So go with, the library that you want to go with. And then what you can do though, so that the other library doesn't feel like they missed out, you can hit them back and be like, yo, another publisher already signed this track, but I have another track just like it, and then send them that. That's what I would do. Because they 9 times out of 10 they want the vibe. So if you can create something similar that has that same vibe, then just do that, and it's a win-win, and you get in with both libraries. So yeah, let's go. Stone Tribe, what's up? How do you feel about Disco? I love Disco. It makes life easy, man. I use Disco with collaborations. I use Disco to pitch music. I use Disco to accept music from you all when we do the live music reviews, which we're doing tonight. That was such a great segue, which we're doing tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So the time changed like 30 minutes. I'm choking over here. I need more water. As soon as my son gets old enough, he's gonna be like the runner. I'm gonna hire him as the studio runner, and then write off $12,000 of taxable income. That's the play. So I'm waiting until he turns 6. Then we got the second one, and when he turns 6, then I'm writing off $24,000 of taxable income. I geek out about writing off stuff, as you can tell. So yeah, Disco is dope, man. It's easy, it's clean. When you send a playlist to someone, they can stream it right away. If they want to download an MP3 or a wave, they can do that. And it's just, man, I love it. I love it. It's it's becoming kind of like a sync industry standard, and it was built by music supervisors. So it's made with music soups in mind. So it just works well for that. When you say MP3 or wave, do you include a lease or other agreement, or is it just for them to sample? It's a lease. It would be a lease. Now, usually if you're using something like Airbit or BeatStars, they kind of have a beat lease template, or already kind of typed up, and you kind of change whatever you want to change. But yeah, it's a lease. Now if I'm doing something with an artist directly and it's not through like my BeatStar or my Beat Store, then I do a different agreement for the the exclusive stuff. But if you're using like a Beat Store, all of that stuff, they make it real easy. It kind of comes with it, it's built in, which is dope. Yeah, the road rally is the value. We learn a lot. Yeah, that's a fact. How well does the information in the road to 10 placements translate to a producer based in South Africa? Great question. So I don't know. I don't know, all the libraries in South Africa. I'm sure there's some out there. I know there's some out there because I signed a deal with one. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I did a non-exclusive deal a few years ago. They had reached out and was like, yo, we would love to represent it non-exclusively. So just search. The Road to 10 Placements course is going to help you no matter where you are in the world, right? It's going to help you. The only thing that's going to change is, when you're searching for the libraries. And the library directory that I include with the Road to 10 Placements course, most of those libraries are there. Most of them are in the U.S., United States. Some may be in the UK, maybe one or two in Canada, something like that. But it does. All the information is going to apply. If you're searching for your own music libraries in South Africa, just search music libraries in South Africa. Or I don't know how Google works in it. If it pulls up the results for your local area or whatever. But yeah, you can just search music libraries in South Africa, music libraries in Canada and UK and Australia, wherever you are, just throw your location in front of whatever the keyword is. Music production library, publisher for TV and film, sync licensing companies in South Africa. Just throw South Africa in front of whatever keywords you're using to search for these libraries, and you should be good. But as far as the information in the Road to 10 Placements course, yeah, I'm teaching you principles. I don't like to teach you information that'll be outdated a month from now, a year from now. I want to teach you information that and principles that have been around in this sync space forever. How to create a sting ending. The sting endings have been in TV and film since before I was born. You know what I mean? There's just certain elements in a track that, in production music that you're gonna have, you know what I mean? It's gonna develop, it's gonna move, it's gonna, it's just gonna do certain things. So I'm showing you how to do that. As far as reaching out to companies, again, I'm showing you principles on how to reach out to someone professionally, no matter where they are in the world. I'm showing you how to create a playlist and present it, and present your music and prepare the music, no matter what kind of music it is. Preparation is preparation. Metadata is metadata, no matter what it is. The only thing that's changing is the keywords that you use. Research, the tools that I show you to use for research, that stuff, it doesn't change. If anything, I may add some stuff when I learn about new things, but and you'll get those updates for free. But yeah, I'm teaching you principles, and it can apply no matter where you are in the world. All right, let's see. Music libraries are it's free. It's a 50-50, 50-50 deal in most cases. I'm sure there's some deals out there that may vary, for a little bit, but yeah. Storm Joint, what's good? Just got here. Should I create separate streaming links for each music library submission? You can, if you're submitting different things. For example, if I have, okay, let's see. These are my thinking fingers. Let me see. If I have an ambient album, 7 tracks of just ambient music, no drums, just some weird ambient stuff, I'm going to submit that to a specific library that I know does well with ambient music. So I'll create a separate streaming link for that. And then I'll take my hip hop dramedy stuff, and then I'll create a separate, playlist / streaming link for that and submit that to some other libraries that I know is going to eat that stuff up. So yeah, in that sense, it'd be wise to create separate streaming links. If you're just, if you just have a catalog of, certain style of music, and you want to send that to multiple libraries that fit well with that kind of music, then you can use the same streaming link for all of them. So it just depends on what your goal is, what you're sending. So yeah. Lamar Webster, can you explain the Harry Fox agency and how they collect mechanical royalties? Harry Fox, I have an account with Harry Fox. I don't do a lot with it. Like every Sound Exchange, Song Trust does all of that. So they'll go and collect everything that Harry Fox collected. But Harry Fox collects mechanical royalties. Mechanical royalties are basically, album / single sales, physical sales, if anybody does that. People do, like, especially for vinyls and things like that. But yeah, they collect that. I don't know like all the inner workings of what that process looks like. But to give you Tammy Latrell will be able to give you way more insight than I could on everything that goes down with Harry Fox. I have a podcast episode with her that we did, what was that, last year? So go back in the podcast archives and look for the Tammy Latrell episode. She talked a lot about publishing, mechanicals, all of that stuff. And follow her, Tammy Latrell, or the Mezzo agency. They are the pub admin pros, and they know all of that stuff. B Scott with another dope question. How many libraries are one too many, especially if they are all demanding? I know you are in several of the same I am in. What's the threshold you feel? Of course you can only do so much, right, at a time. I don't know, man. I think once you sign with a bunch of companies, you're gonna see which ones start to work well for you, and then it starts to narrow down. So I say, 5 is decent, because you could kind of rotate 5 or more, like 5, 6, 7, something like that, because all of them won't have needs all at the same time. Like I have one library, they'll come around, 2-3 times a year with the project for me, to like produce an album or something like that. And then there's some libraries where they constantly have briefs coming out, so you can submit to them pretty regularly, you know what I mean? And then you have some where it's like here or there, you know what I mean? So it's just about balancing. Obviously don't do more than you can do. This is what I love though about working with libraries, is like there's no pressure. Like if you sign a deal with the library and it's dope, right? If you have music, send it. If you don't. And like nobody's gonna be mad at you. Like nobody's gonna be like, yo, you didn't submit to that last brief. Like I'm not listening to nothing you send. It's not like that. It doesn't work like that. It's just like, yo, we're gonna send this out. If you have something, send it to us. We could use it. If not, it's cool. Catch us on the next one. Because they understand that we're working on multiple things. And then you're able to kind of prioritize what you feel is important. And then you just kind of balance that. So I think, anywhere from like 5 to 7, once you go through, because you have to find out which ones are going to be those ones for you. And that's why I recommend reaching out to so many in the early stages, 3 to 5 every day for 30 days in the early stages, because if you only reach out to 6 or 7 companies, one may hit you back out of that, and then you're not going to gain any traction. So in the early stages, reach out to as many as you can to get in the door, see if you can get a deal, sprinkle some tracks in their catalog, and then keep it moving. Keep doing that for different libraries, and then see which ones start to pop off and get you placements. Then you can focus more on giving them more music. And then once like, yo, if I send something here, it's going to get placed at some point. Then you're working with a decent library, and you can you feel more comfortable submitting more music to them. So yeah. 4-4-4 play. Can you tell me what's the price range on the front end should a producer look for when getting placements? $0 to tens and the hundreds of thousands. Like, that's the range. I've seen briefs that were gratis, which is free up front. And then I've seen 6-figure briefs for commercials. A car commercial specifically. It was like 6 figures. It was crazy. I didn't get it. I wish I would have, but I submitted for it though. I'm like, yo, if I land this, I'll see y'all a year from now. I'm taking a break. But yeah, it's so wide. It's so wide. Really depends. Do you think a sync artist should have a home studio? Absolutely, 100%. What are the necessary pieces of equipment? A computer, that's number one. A mic. Everything you need to record. You need a computer. You need a mic. You need software. You need an audio interface to plug the mic in so that you can get the mic into the computer and get the audio. And then a pair of closed back headphones, because if you're recording your vocals, you want some headphones that's going to lock in that sound so you don't get a lot of bleed in case you have to do like I've done in some sessions where I went back to a song and reproduced it. Actually did that for another song for a sync album, where we did a song, we did it one way some years back. And then we went in, reproduced it. Vocals were fine. I added a couple background vocals, but remixed it, put some new music on it. But the vocals were clean, so you didn't get that bleed from the old track. And if it was some bleed, you wouldn't even notice it with all the new music going. So get you some closed back headphones. And if you can get some studio monitors so you can, you know, if you're trying to mix, you can hear back in an accurate way. So that's the basics, man. Computer, mic, audio interface, headphones, studio monitors if you can. But you want to at least be able to cut your own vocals. Learn how to record yourself. Get some Pro Tools or some Logic or something. Excuse me. So yeah, absolutely necessary in sync because well, I won't say necessary because there's plenty of artists who just go to other studios and record whatever. It's extremely beneficial if you have your own setup at home because you can turn around stuff faster. You know, if you get a brief, yo, we need something by midnight tonight. Like, who has time to like try and find a studio the day of? Like in Atlanta, I don't know if you're gonna be able to do that. So if you got a home studio, boom, you just sit here in front of the mic, blah 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 blah, sing your song, send it off, and then you're good to go. So yeah. Kevin Michael, what's good? I'm struggling over here with the dry throat. What's up, Clint? Quick question. If you have an LLC, do you also sign up your LLC with a publishing org to collect royalties? I'm thinking of getting one. Wanted to see how that works with sync. Okay, let's talk LLCs. So there's two types of accounts that you will have with your pro to collect royalties. You have your writer account, writer/composer account with ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, wherever you are in the world, whatever your performing rights organization is, you have a writer/composer account. That's the one you're going to use the most. This is my pinky. This is the composer writer account. This is the one you're going to use the most if you do a deal with the library. Then you have the second type of account, which is the publisher account. So a publisher, I ain't trying to flick y'all off. The publisher can be with multiple performing rights organizations because typically a publisher represents or can represent multiple writers with multiple pros. So your library is going to take on the role as your publisher. So they're going to register your songs on your behalf with your writer account. You listed as the writer/composer, them listed as the publisher. So in that situation, if you started a publishing company with your pro, you know, you wouldn't use it in that situation. Now, as far as the LLC, that is, how does that play? So that comes into the whole, you know, how the IRS sees you. You know, do you want them to see you as you, the individual, or do you want them to see you as the company, the LLC? Now, when I registered with the pro, my personal name, I think I just used my personal name. You should just use your government name. It makes life easier. Use your just regular name. They'll give you like a W-9 form, and then you fill that form out, and then you would just put your name and your social security number. Can you put your LLC? Probably. I guess they would probably make your royalty check out to your LLC, but you would still have to be listed as the writer, you know. But I know when I have a LLC for my production company. I have an LLC for my publishing company. Two different LLCs. The LLC for the publishing company, that publishing company is registered with all three pros here in the States. But instead of when I filled out the W-9 for the tax information and things like that, instead of using my personal name and social security number, I used the publishing company's LLC name and EIN number. And that's how I did it. Now, let's go deeper on the LLC in regards to sync. When you, let's see, when you do a W-9 with another company that's paying you, you have a choice to fill that W-9 out with your personal information and social security number, or you could use your company name, the LLC, and the EIN number. So when they cut the check, it'll be made out to the company name, and then you go to your business bank account and cash it. But something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind is, no, I'm not going to, because then that can get confusing. I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, that's how it works. You have a choice. You know, you want this to just be, at the end of the day, when you do your taxes and you file your tax returns and things like that, it's all going to be connected to you, the individual. Like the income you make, or the income I make from Clint Productions LLC, is on Anthony's tax return. You know what I mean? But the legal protection that comes with an LLC. So if there was a lawsuit, somebody wanted to sue Clint Productions, they're suing Clint Productions. They're not suing Anthony Clint Jr., the individual. So the extent of which they can come after my assets is going to be limited to Clint Productions and what Clint Productions owns, not what I own in my personal name and social security number and things like that. As long as I have a clear distinction between me, the individual, and Clint Productions, the company, which is, the business bank account, the personal bank account, and then making sure all of the finances in the business account is all business, and making sure the finances in the personal account is just all personal, and keep things clean. Then that helps protect. It limits the liability. Pretty much that's what LLC stands for, limited liability company. So it limits your liability, and you protect your personal stuff. You don't want nobody coming after your crib because they got mad because of some music stuff. You know what I mean? Like, nah, sue the company for what the company has, and leave my stuff alone. So hopefully that wasn't super confusing. So let's go. How many songs should you pitch to a library? As many as possible. If you're just starting out, start with 5. Don't overwhelm them with like your life's work of music. But send them a decent amount. All right, let's go. Good questions. Let's see. What's an effective method on writing an email when you found a company music supervisor to reach out to? I go over that. I go over that in the Road to 10 Placements course, which I'll let you know where you guys can get that at the end of this podcast. What's the process of getting accepted into a library? How long could it take? Man, I mean, it could take. That ranges as well, depending on the library, depending on how small or how big the company is, depending on how long it takes for them to get back with you, how long it takes for them to listen to your music. Man, I've submitted to a library, and like a year later, they hit me back and was like, "Sorry, we listened to your music, and I've completely forgot I submitted to this place." It was a good one too. Crucial music. I hear good things about them. Can't nobody get in that joint though, but yeah, it took a minute for them to hit back. And then some of them you'll hear back, couple months, couple weeks. It just depends. We got a question from Young Romo. What is the meaning of a full mix versus a reduced mix for sync? My guess, if they're saying reduced, first I would ask them, whoever asked for that, I would ask them, what do they mean by reduced? So that you're clear on what they want. But it sounds to me like they just want, a version. It's just stripped down a little bit. So it may not have, the main synths and main melody in there. It's just kind of, it's like a minimal version of the track. It's not as busy. Some people call it a bed. Some people call it narrative version. Some people call it, what's another I can't remember, but yes, some libraries call it different things, but just sounds like a, just a stripped down version, not as busy. So let's see. Would you add more than 5 tracks to an album when submitting to libraries? Is it okay to shop the same tracks? Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, you can shop the same tracks to different libraries until it gets signed. You can add more than 5. Like, there's no hard rule. Like, it doesn't have to be 5. I recommend 5. I just start with 5. I just pick a number and I just go with it. But you can do more, you can do less. The point is, give them something where, in a few tracks, they'll get an idea if you can produce quality music. 50 tracks, it's a lot. It's a lot for somebody to go through 50 tracks in one sitting, especially if you don't have a relationship with them yet. So, yeah. How do we submit for music reviews tonight? Go to the video. It's scheduled. The stream is scheduled. The instructions are in that. So yeah, go through that, and then you can submit. Tonight we're gonna do the stream. It's gonna be 9:30 tonight instead of 9 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, we're gonna do live music reviews. I thought I put that in the email. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in there. But yeah, it's gonna be lit. Definitely come through. Love the Road to 10 Placements course. In Canada, Socan will not allow membership until your music has been published or performed publicly. Wow. How to provide pro info to libraries before being published. That is interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I did not know that. So Socan will not allow membership until your music has been published or performed publicly. How to provide pro info to libraries before being published. This is what I would do, because you can publish your own stuff. If you don't already, sign up with distrokid.com /VIP/ClintMusic. That'll give you a discount. Sign up with them and upload your music and release your music. Boom, it's published. It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on, all of these places. That's published at that point. So now you should be able to sign up with Socan. Or shoot, go that equates published music. It's out there, people can listen to it, people can stream it. It's published. And then just make note of the date or whatever. Shout out to the dual citizens out here. I'm a dual citizen of the UK and Canada. I started registering music with PRS Music in the UK. I understand you can only be with one pro at a time. Do I need to switch from PRS Music to Socan? That's a conversation I would have with them. I would have the conversation I would ask them both. I would ask Socan and I would ask PRS. Like, what should you do? You can assign your writer royalties to your company. It's a form you have to fill out, but you can do it through a process. Thank you, Desiree, for sharing that. So boom, there you go. Can I hire myself or put myself on my text as an employer and employee? No, you can't. You can't be an employer and an employee. You're either you can only be one. You know what I mean? You can only be one. If you're the employer, you're the employer. You can't be both. It gets really weird. Super dope. Thank you, LW, for posting that link to submit. Do you suggest 5 different genres or the same? Clarence, great question. I like to stay focused when submitting to a company, so I'll pick like one genre to focus on per whatever company. Because it allows them to categorize you easier. Humans just like to be able to categorize stuff. We just want to put you in a category for whatever reason. And then they know which briefs to send you and things like that. So I think that makes it a little more easier when the playlist is a little more focused. So yeah. Thank you. Glad this information is helping you all out there. How does the metaverse work? Yo, you're going to have to do some Googling. Shout out to IBM. They have some articles, some super helpful articles on the metaverse and blockchain. More so blockchain. I feel like you have to understand blockchain to start to grasp the metaverse and cryptocurrency and things like that. So I would start with learning about blockchain. But yeah, it's a deep rabbit hole, so enjoy. Man, we'll be here all night trying to figure that stuff out. Let's see if I missed some questions. Let me see. I see something about plugins. Who's geeking out on plugins? Do I need a foreign pro or just Song Trust for placements in other countries? I may have a possible placement credit for a Nigerian movie that'll be on Netflix soon. If you did not go through a music library or another publisher for that movie placement, then yes, you can register that song with Song Trust. And then Song Trust and the pros that, whatever pro you're registered with, they have agreements with other pros in other countries to collect on your behalf. But I would make sure it's registered with Song Trust in that specific situation. Normally, I don't register the tracks that I have with other publishers and libraries with Song Trust because Song Trust is a publishing admin. That's going to conflict with a publishing agreement with the library because the library is collecting for you on your behalf and registering as the publisher. So for that specific situation. If you did not sign that track to a publisher, then go the Song Trust route. If you did, hit up the publisher and ask them about that. Especially if it's an exclusive publishing deal. So yeah, man, great questions. Let's see. Oh yeah, the music's gonna be crazy tonight. Looking forward to that. Young Romo, when you are making 30, 60-second tracks, are you selecting the best portion of those tracks, or are you still bouncing from the beginning? Yeah, I'm selecting. I usually start around, I want to get a hook in there. So my 30 and 60 seconds are usually going to include that last hook and sting ending. That way I don't have to like put another sting ending like near the beginning of the track if I start at the beginning. So I just kind of work backwards. So my 30-second would be, you know, the last 30 seconds of the track. My 60-second would be the last 60 seconds of the track. And then that's how I usually break those down. How do you price movie and TV instrumentals? Same as with artists. Thanks for all that you do. Absolutely. No, those are different. And the situation is different. Sometimes, a lot of times with libraries, you don't have a whole lot of say or choice on, you know, what that stuff is going for. You just kind of sit back, wait, collect a check. Sometimes if you're doing a production music and there's an upfront budget, they'll let you know what that budget is, and then if you want to ask to try and negotiate, you can. It doesn't hurt. Sometimes there's flexibility, sometimes there's not. And then royalties is just royalties. Every pro has their calculation for that, so you can't really control that. And then that's like the production music stuff. If you're scoring to picture, whether it's indie or major, you know, I usually just price per minute of music. So depending on what their budget is, you know, I'll price accordingly per minute of music, because you don't have music going nonstop throughout a movie or show, you know what I mean? And then if it's something that is licensed, like I did a documentary and we did a combination of some scoring to some sections, and then they wanted to just license tracks that were already made. So then I just kind of did a license fee, upfront license fee for those tracks, and then just did I forget how much it was, but it was like, you know, something per minute of music for that particular situation. And then if it's somebody taking your song, placing it in the movie, then that price is going to change depending on that movie's music budget. So yeah, always working with somebody's budget. What's the easiest company you've worked with for sync? Any suggestions for new artists? I don't know, man. I think easy can be subjective. I think, yeah, I mean, easy can be subjective depending on, some companies, they have you do way more stems. Some companies you don't do as many stems. Let me see. I think one of the easiest has been Producer's Toolbox from Flavor Lab. They usually don't have you doing like a crazy amount of stems. You do some metadata, you got to do that, and you know, they have like a little portal where you upload stuff, and then usually they only, you know, I think they only want like a couple versions of tracks. So that's easier as far as like the admin stuff and the bouncing stuff out. And then I worked with a company before. It was kind of like a one-off thing. We did a selection, like, I don't know, like a bundle of tracks. It was a pain in the butt, man. Like the revisions were insane for the amount of money they was giving us up front. It wasn't worth it. Yeah, and then all the naming configuration was just like, what are you doing? Like, why? So, you know, it depends. But That's one company that was easy. So yeah, man. So that's it, man. We gonna end it right here. Super dope questions. I appreciate y'all coming through, asking these dope questions. Hopefully they helped you get unstuck if you were stuck, so on and so forth. Earlier, someone mentioned Road to 10 Placements. This is where you can get it. You go to roadto10placements.com. Enroll today. Use the discount code in the description or in the show notes if you're listening to the podcast, so you can get a discount just for tuning in. And yeah, I break the whole blueprint down. I show you everything I personally did to start getting TV placements in a year. So go ahead, go to roadto10placements.com, enroll, get those gems, learn a skill that you can monetize for the rest of your life. Your music deserves to be heard. You deserve to get paid for it. And yeah, make that joint an income producing asset, and let's get it. So I'm out, man. I'll see you guys tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time for the live music reviews. Last week was crazy, and I'm just, yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. So I'll see y'all tonight, man. I'm out. Peace.